Ezekiel 20 is often read as a historical recounting of Israel's rebellion, but buried beneath its repetition is a layered, prophetic structure revealing 4 dimensions: Exodus memory, covenant pattern, idolatry as trauma, and a future reckoning and restoration that parallels our generation. 1. The hidden pattern: rebellion in 4 movements. Ezekiel 20 isn't just a rant, it's a fractal cycle repeated 4 times. Cycle time period: God's action, Israel's response. 1. Egypt, God makes himself known, v5:9. They reject him before even leaving Egypt, 2 Wilderness 1. God gives Sabbaths, v10-17. They profane his ways. 3. Wilderness 2. He warns the children, v18-26. They walk like their fathers. 4. The land. He brings them into Canaan, v27-32. They offer children to idols. Each cycle escalates, culminating in child sacrifice and the desire to be like the nations. Most miss this. The deepest rebellion wasn't in the wilderness. It was after they reached the promise. Trauma survivors often sabotage abundance because their inner Egypt never left. 2. Sabbaths as DNA code. Verse 12. I gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am the Lord who sanctifies them. Hidden wealth. The word for sign, ot iovt, is the same as the sign on Cain, the rainbow, and even circumcision. Sabbaths weren't just days off. They were divine timestamps encoded into the soul. You could say, the Sabbath is the biometric of the spirit, the weekly reminder that you're not a slave. Seem the shock of verse 25-26. I gave them statutes that were not good. Wait, God gave them evil laws? This verse is shocking, but it's judicial sarcasm. He's saying, since you chose idols, I let you choke on their ways. In Romans 1 language, he gave them over to their desires. It's divine non-intervention, letting sin devour itself. For modern listeners, God's greatest judgment isn't always fire. Sometimes he just lets you have what you want until it burns you. Verse 32 is now, the desire to assimilate. What comes into your mind will not come about when you say, we will be like the nations, like the families of the lands, serving wood and stone. This is prophetic right now. Modern Christianity is desperate to be liked. We erase difference, we tolerate everything, we assimilate to survive. But Ezekiel 20 warns, you will not become like the nations. I will bring you into the wilderness again. There's a spiritual reboot wilderness coming, not geographical, but psychological and collective. The future Exodus, a second gathering. Verses 33-44 are a future prophecy. As I live, with fury poured out, I shall be king over you. I will bring you into the wilderness of the peoples, and there I will enter into judgment with you, as I did with your fathers in the wilderness of Egypt. Hidden treasure. This is not a return to Sinai, but a global soul wilderness. God will purge the rebels, not in Egypt or Babylon, but among the nations. A kind of spiritual sifting is coming. This may connect to the wheat and tares, the wise versus foolish virgins, the refining of the remnant 6. Verse 44. Grace overrides reputation. I will deal with you for my name's sake, not according to your evil ways. Even after listing all the rebellion, God ends with this. Not because you were good, but because my name is good. New wealth. This isn't just mercy, it's identity fidelity. God is faithful to his own word, not your performance. Final mirror, Ezekiel 20, as a map of generational trauma. This whole chapter reads like a therapist charting family dysfunction, a prophet decoding exile, a God deciding who will break the cycle. You could present it like this: generation theme rebellion, God's action, slaves identity crisis, forgetfulness, deliverance, wilderness, authority crisis, disobedience, patience, heirs, pattern, repetition, idolatry, warning, inheritors, desire for assimilation, child sacrifice scattering, TL, DR. 7. Rare riches from Ezekiel 21. The fourfold rebellion cycle shows that sin escalates after success. 2. Sabbath is spiritual DNA, a divine signature of belonging. 3. I gave them bad laws. God lets sin implode by letting go. 4. We want to be like the nations. Modern spiritual assimilation. 5. Future exodus in the wilderness of the peoples. Coming spiritual sifting. 6. God saves for his name's sake, not your goodness. The entire chapter is a trauma loop, waiting to be broken by repentance.